Here is some plants that I picked up at a local, well, some of them I got at a local plant store, and the rest of them I got at Menards this morning. And I'm going to go ahead and plant those now. This is Columbine. This here is Daisies. And this is something I've never had, Lewisia and Petunias. Those are just annuals. I've had those a lot. This here is Yarrow. Looks like the red. There's red and yellow. I've had it before, but it just takes over like crazy, but I ended up killing it eventually. And this looks like more Yarrow here. So looks like I got two of them. Here and this here, yeah, I got two of these too. It's really, they call it Steppables. It's really, really light. They're calling it Golden Creeping Speedwell Sunshine. This is Jack Frost Heartleaf Brunnera. I have one of these, and when I was planting the mailbox over there, I accidentally dug it up. That's the problem with digging in the ground before the plants start growing, I guess. Both of these are more Steppables, and they're different varieties of creeping thyme. So they'll be good to put on the sidewalk where you're walking, because you're supposed to be able to walk on them. And they'll have a strong odor of thyme when you're walking on them. And these two different varieties of light colored Steppables. What's this one here called? This one here is called Creeping Jenny, Goldilocks Creeping Jenny. And it's Lich Maya. Who knows? And so yeah, they're different plants. They just look a lot alike. But when I put those near the ajuga, which is real dark leaves, and they start to grow together, that should look very attractive. So I'm anxious to do that. First, I'm going to plant the Columbine. Columbine is a perennial, but it also reseeds itself pretty good. So if you're careful, once you get it, you can keep it for a long time. So I'm going to go over and plant that right now. Just squeeze the sides of the pot, and then put your hand over it, turn it upside down, squeeze again, trying to shake it out, and try and get it at the same level that was growing in the pot, and put the dirt in around it. That's all there is to it. Now this is May 1st in Zone 5, and in April I do move things, but I don't water them. But starting in May, I'm going to start watering, and the soil is kind of dry. It's not very warm, but the soil is getting kind of dry, so I'll probably start watering some of these things. I might go around tomorrow and water everything that I've planted so far this year. But here's the Columbine. Okay, next we're going to plant this Heartleaf Brunnera that we're looking at. And I think where the pot is setting, it's going to be a pretty good place because it doesn't like a whole lot of sun. And this is kind of shady over here, so I'm going to give it a try there and see how it fits. do is we'll squeeze the pot like this. And grab hold of the plant, let it fall out, and put it in the hole. And push the dirt in around it. Breaking up the big clumps with your hands. This is Lewisia, and according to the tag here, it's perennial, likes to have full sun, excellent drainage, and a top mulch of gravel. So I think this is probably the perfect place for it right here. So I'm going to start digging that hole right now. I'm going to try and push this gravel out of the way, and then after I get it planted, I can just put the gravel back around it to make the gravel mulch that it's supposed to want. Almost impossible to dig in there because of the gravel. Squeeze the pot, then turn it upside down and catch the plant. Let it fall out. Put it in. Put the hole a little bit too deep, so I'm going to hold it up a little bit as I start putting the dirt in. There, should be just about right. Okay, there's that one. I also grabbed these petunias this morning. They smell heavenly. So I think I'm just going to plant them right here by the front door. Hopefully the damn squirrels won't be digging them up too. Okay. It is. all them. There's all them. Okay, I'm putting these daisies right here on the other side of the front door because Julie likes them and they'd be right there. How you doing? All right, that was pretty quick because I dug it up beforehand. This is nice, rich soil. Very good. This is excellent soil. Perfect. Okay, so that's yarrow, and it's a perennial, and it will multiply and become a big clump after a while. So there, it's there. Here's another nice clump of yarrow. It's got a nice red crested flower, and this ferny foliage. I think that next to these purple phlox, it would be really good, although I don't know if it's going to be blooming at the same time or not, but I think it would be a nice combination. So just squeeze the pot, let it fall out like that. And grab a hold of it and dig your hole deep enough so that it goes. See, it's not deep enough because the top of the pot is still above ground level. Okay, that's just about perfect. Okay, so that's another yarrow, and I planted it right here next to the phlox. And I'm going to hope they bloom at the same time. That would be because this is kind of a reddish purple, and this is more of a lilac purple. So I think the color combination would be really nice if they are blooming at the same time. I don't know. I think this blooms in summer, but you know, when it's like in July or something, but I'm not sure. I think that's a pretty good place for that right there. That way I can go over the stones. Smell good when you walk on it. This is creeping thyme. It's called specifically woolly thyme. So it's going in right here. That looks like a black-eyed Susan or a coneflower or something. I'm not sure. So anyway, I'm going to be careful of it because I think it's a flower. Almost, not quite. I didn't do so good taking it out of the jar that time, did I? This looks like the hardy lily. There was probably originally one right here, and then it's multiplied over the years to be all these. And this is probably the same thing, both of these. Of course, it won't. These two won't bloom this year. They might take a couple years to bloom because it doesn't bloom until it gets to be a nice big bulb. Lilies are not bulbs; they're corms. But anyway. They have like little layers on them, like kind of like onions. It's a nice big rock. There's another rock down in there. It's just a piece of gravel. Okay. Okay, there's another different kind of thyme that will grow out over these rocks. And so when you walk by, it smells like thyme. It's kind of nice having your path scented with thyme as you walk over it. Here's another one. Now that should contrast nicely with the ajuga over here with the dark leaves and the light green leaves here. So it's got one more to go now. Okay, that's the last one. And now, every week I'm going to do tours here of the garden, so we can keep track of how these plants are growing that way. And I'm anxious to see how these two contrast with each other, the different leaves kind of growing together. So check back on the garden tours and we'll see how all these things are growing. Last one, some nice light green leaves that will grow across. Same here, in contrast with the dark green leaves of the ajuga over here. Here's some thyme I planted today. That has really strong scent. It smells good when you walk on it. So that should be really nice. Here's another thyme I planted a couple days ago. Same thing. So we now got 3 different thyme plants, 3 different kinds of thyme that will be good for the path. We planted these the other day. Planted these daisies here today. Planted this veronica the other day. These petunias today. This was already growing. I believe it's bergamot. And here's a marigold we planted the other day, and a petunia we planted today. We planted this Columbine today. This coral bells was already growing. We planted these here this week. I believe they're hostas. This is Brunera macrophylla, and I just planted it today. Just bought it today. We went to Menards and bought quite a few plants today, and here's some yarrow that we planted today. We can come back and check on that. Here is some coral bells we planted a couple days ago. And I'm not sure what those are, whether they're black-eyed Susans or... But we'll have to keep checking back every week in the garden tours, and hopefully in July or so it'll bloom and we can see what it is. Same with these. I just planted these here a couple of days. They were giving me, and we'll see what those, what those are. This here looks like it's going to be a torch lily that I planted last year, and it's coming back. Here's some more yarrow that I planted today, and here's some phlox I planted a few days ago. I'm hoping that those two will look really nice together. be nice if they bloomed at the same time. Oh, and today I planted some Lewisia right here, and it likes it in the gravel, so I got a nice gravel mulch around it. And the Lewisia likes full sun, and the drainage has to be really good, and it likes that rock mulch around the top edge. So I hope I got all these conditions right, so it should be real happy there. Okay, so I think I'm going to put away my tools and go inside. And we'll talk to you next time.